I want the work that I do, my presence on this planet, to mean something more valuable than, oh, I was really screwed up and now I'm less screwed up or neutral, right? My name is Brooke and I'm a life coach. And I like to talk about all things nervous system regulation and something I've been exploring. Okay, so let me tell you first how I came about this work is that I grew up in a household that was very abusive. My mom was paranoid schizophrenic, and my dad and my mom were separated, so my dad wasn't around a lot. And so I developed PTSD. And I moved out of the house when I was 18. And I didn't know that I had PTSD until like 6 months after I moved out of the house. Actually, I didn't know I had PTSD until probably 2 years after I moved out of the house. But I started in retrospect seeing that I had symptoms of PTSD about 6 months after I moved out of the house. That's when I started having night terrors and panic attacks and like just like a lot of symptoms. I would have a lot of dissociative episodes. I'd be in class and I was having a lot of like crazy, like audio, even hallucinations. And everyone thought I was insane. My parents, when I say my parents, I meant my dad and my stepmom, they thought I was insane. They were like, oh, you're going to have schizophrenia like your mom. I spent a lot of time learning about healing. I spent a lot of time learning about stress and the body and all of these different things. Slowly by slowly, I started to feel better. I walked through a lot of intense trauma and healing from that. And I I have the experience of like, how do you work through really intense relational issues, really intense emotional dysregulation and beliefs, and a lot of these different areas of mental and emotional health that I really couldn't find answers in the traditional therapeutic system that I was going through. Like I would go to all these counselors and I remember feeling so frustrated that I was going to someone about my trauma and they told me to color. And I was like, how is coloring going to help me with my trauma? And like, I understand now that some of the things they were offering to me could be helpful, but it felt like I was like dusting off some dirt when like my whole body was covered in cement, and it was like just this thing that felt so hard. Like I didn't feel like anyone understood me. I felt really hopeless about the situation. Like I felt a lot of the messaging that I was getting about complex PTSD and even showing signs of like personality disorders and things like that. I just didn't feel a lot of hope about it. When I learned about nervous system science and body based regulation and learning how to rewire and remap your brain using experiences, it changed everything for me. And it's not like it happened overnight. Like I would probably say through my life, I was diagnosed with PTSD over 10 years ago at this point. So I would like learn about a concept and then I would see growth and then I would plateau and then I would kind of be seeking out where my next bottleneck was and then I would learn the next concept and I would see a bunch of growth and then I would flatline again, So it wasn't like this just diagonal, right? Positive the whole way through. It was very much like, okay, I'm going through life and I'm going to go up a little bit and then come back down and then, maybe have some flatlining and then grow again, right? And then if you're someone who has experience with trauma and a lot of triggers, then you know that healing is kind of like an onion. There are a lot of layers to it. So there's always that frustration of like, oh my gosh, I've worked through this one thing so many times with so many different angles. And it's like, oh my gosh, I thought I was done with this. And then it's like, oh, but there's another layer, there's another belief. There's an experience I've had that made me see the pain in a different perspective. So now I have to grieve through that one specific perspective. And, it's just such an interesting process that, like, I totally believe that growth is a lifelong mindset. But still, even I catch myself finding myself getting frustrated with, oh gosh, why am I not over this yet? Why am I not through this piece yet? And so then the question really becomes a lot deeper, becomes a lot more spiritual, becomes about purpose and expansion and becoming the best person you can be. Like, why did my soul choose this? And what is the lesson that my flesh needs to come to for this to be resolved? So I think all of that being said, like personal growth is such a roller coaster of a process. There's never a boring moment in it for me. I love walking other people through the process. Oh, but this is where I wanted to come to now, is that I've been teaching and working with trauma for a really long time. And I'm starting to feel this thing of like, what is the point of this work? Right? Like, is the point about this to go from a great deal of pain to less pain or to be functional? Or is the purpose of doing this work something greater than that? Right? And so I feel like I spent a really long time trying to find relief from the pain. I spent a long time going through life and just trying to remove the negative feelings and what does it feel like to be okay, right? And yeah, it's just kind of had me thinking a lot more recently, like being stuck in the feel okay space. Like I feel like I want more for that from my life. Like I don't want to just feel okay. I want to feel joy. I want to feel excitement for my day. I want to just feel like I'm making an impact in the world. You know, I want that. I want the work that I do, my presence on this planet, to mean something more valuable than, oh, I was really screwed up and now I'm less screwed up or neutral, right? And so, yeah, I've been really thinking about that in my life. Like, what is the positive thing that you can add? And what I don't know the answer to that yet, you know, because I'm still in process. I'm still like learning and growing and like working through. Like, I'm not sure what my after picture looks like yet. But I have a lot of really great tools. Like, so here's my thought process is that if I could teach my nervous system to go from like really chaotic to more consistent, then I can probably figure out how to train my nervous system to go from kind of like a normal baseline to being in a more, just like a more positive, more fun, brighter type of space. And yeah, so I really want to take these practices that I learned that helped me to recover from trauma and see if I can modify them to help me go up level from kind of a neutral space to a more joyful, purposeful space. And what do I want to say about that next? This is the hard part about being unscripted. Okay, so let me tell you first is that I've been on YouTube about 3 months and I've been doing all scripted content. And I watch back and I can't even watch my own content. Like I hate it. I hate being scripted. And I didn't even come in with like a bullet point today. I was just like, you know what? I need this to be fun. I need it to be expressive. I'm just going to talk off the top of my head. You know, if there's crazy dead space, like I'll just cut out the crazy dead space. But I don't know. I just had this thought that like I can't show up to YouTube with a neediness. I cannot show up to YouTube with the need to be liked, with the need to be approved of, with the need for people to see me, for me to see this process as valuable. And so I really had to get down and sit with myself and say, what can I do? Like, what mindset do I need to approach YouTube in so that I am doing it for expression and for fun? And even if no one ever saw this video, that it still offered value to me. And the hope is that it will offer value to other people too. But yeah, I just needed a place to, like, how often do we sit down and give ourselves a space to be heard? Like, isn't that incredible? Isn't it incredible that I am giving myself time and energy and space to just process out my thoughts? And it doesn't have to go on the internet. It can. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I really don't know at this exact moment what I'll do with this. But like, how cool is it for my little girl to have the experience of an adult saying, I'm going to put my eyes and my ears on you completely. This space is set aside for you. You get to be whoever you want to be. You can say whatever you want to say. You can do whatever you want to do. Like, how often in our lives do we give ourselves a little space of breath to be able to do that with no judgment? And I think that's amazing. So I think what I'm going to do actually is I want to take a couple seconds to connect in, and I'll show you how I do that. Is that you can see I have a video called Body Scan where I lead like a little like paying attention to your body kind of thing, and you can learn how to listen to your body. Also, I don't know if I explained this before or not, but nervous system regulation has a lot to do with connecting into the wisdom in your body, because your nervous system does not just exist in your brain. It is literally your whole body, and it's even outside of your body. It's the hormonal system. It's your exchanges between other people. We have things called mirror neurons that cause us to pick up on the sort of energetic states of other people. That's another thing too. I feel like I filter myself so much. Like, I'm afraid of calling it an energetic state because I feel like that gets so associated with like woo-woo stuff, right? And I want to come off as like really practical. And is it possible? I am a little woo-woo. Like, I am into things that some people would think are woo-woo. And like, is that a bad thing? Right? Yeah, I totally believe in like hearing from God. I believe in you can pick up on other people's energy. Like, I believe in all that stuff. I also have a science backing to it though. Like, I'm always looking at my experience and the science together and trying to make sense of them together. So yeah, that's something to think about too, is like, I think maybe I've been really restricted and like putting myself in this like box of scripting, because it's like everything has been so thought out and curated and optimized. But it's also what I hate about it. Clear my throat. So yeah, anyway, so I'm going to show you how to connect to your body. And I think that's probably what we're going to do today, is just start out learning how to listen to ourselves and make space to be heard, because that is the foundation for everything. Yeah, so let's do it. I put a hand on my heart and another hand on my gut. I'm just going to take a couple of breaths. It can be helpful to imagine that you are breathing like through a straw into your heart space. It helps activate the cells that hold memory in your heart space. Okay. Now, as I connect in, I'm going to ask heart, is there anything you want to say to me? And your heart will talk to you. Sometimes it takes some practice, though. If you have been ignoring your heart for a long time, it might take some practice. You might have to do some self-repair work, which if you want help with self-repair, I'm happy to help you. You can reach out or ask a question through the comments, or you can check out my website. I'll link it below if you want to work with me more formally. But I'm not too worried about selling coaching packages at this point. Like, I just, I'm in a season of learning how to be authentically expressive. And yeah, I just think it's a lot more important to find that space for myself. But if you want help with the relationship with self-repair piece, it's something I'm really good at doing. I could probably help you. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, so I'm going to ask my heart, is there anything you want to say? Or you can ask, what do you need right now? Not really getting anything. I have a little bit of a comforting feeling in my heart. They feel comforted. I have a little bit of a comfort feeling in my heart. It feels warm. It feels cozy. I'm going to try asking a couple different questions. I'll ask, what feels fun for you? What would be fun to do today? My heart's just loving the intentional presence. I'm just feeling really cozy giving myself presence at this moment. My heart's feeling really relieved that I've recently made a decision that I don't want to manufacture what other people experience from me anymore. I think we all have this, we all develop systems or coping tools or little sub personalities that we show to different people in order to gain acceptance and for people to like us and all these things. And I feel like I recently made a commitment to my heart and to myself that it is too exhausting to be anything else than me. That my heart deserves freedom. My heart feels so seen that I'm letting it have freedom. My heart feels so able to relax that I've decided I'm not going to try to filter it anymore. That I have permission to just be exactly where I am. Wow. That feels like freedom. Feels like rest in my heart. Oh my gosh, it's been so much pressure for so long of trying to please people. Oh. The idea of giving myself space to just express whatever is on my mind, to just talk. Wow. When I was a kid, I remember I just loved talking so much. And I've had adults tell me on many occasions, just stop talking. Just go do something else. Just be quiet. Just be smaller. I'll pay for a drink as long as I don't have to listen to you. And I think what's really interesting when we're talking about pain and purpose is I think a lot of times our purpose in life is really connected to our purpose in life is often connected to the places that we've been wounded. And what a wonderful privilege it is that our wounds give us the roadmap to our purpose. Let me say that again. Our wounds give us the roadmap to our purpose. And so when we are able to look at the areas of our life that have caused us pain, the things that we've been put down for, the things of our authentic selves that we have had to reject or put aside, those things are the things that actually lead us to freedom. By reconciling that peace back to yourself and embracing it and loving it fully, that is the thing that helps you unravel your purpose. And it helps, it gives you a compass as a direction of where to go next. It's so beautiful that actually people want a roadmap. People want a roadmap of how to go through life, right? And the roadmap is written in your body, and all you need to do is learn how to listen to it. And I just think that's amazing. Yeah, so I'm really curious to hear from you. What resonated with you? On a scale of 1 to 10, how connected to your body and to your heart do you feel like you are? I would say, and let me just be realistic here, I really fully believe in this, and I would say on an average day, I'm probably about a 6 in terms of connection. I practice every day, and a really good day is an 8. So I don't know, maybe I just have a lot more disconnection in my life, so I have to put a lot more work into being connected. But I think it's also this paradox of the more connected you are to yourself, the more you realize your spaces of disconnection. So that can also be a factor. But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is no shame, no judgment. I'm just genuinely curious. Have you heard about listening to your body? Do you feel like you're connected to your body? What people do you talk about this with? Do you feel insane when you try to tell your friends about talking and listening to your body? And yeah, just curious because I feel like I have my people. I have my people that I talk to listening to my body about. Like, I have my people that I know are in this world and love it, and I know already agree with me. And I wonder what would happen if I was just completely free and just talked about and just narrated my life, how I actually thought my life to be happening, just openly. What would that be like? I'm not saying that's a good idea, but I am curious, how would my life change if I was less filtered? Would life be more free? Would life be more fun? Would I take things less personally? Would I be less afraid? I don't know. Yeah, but I really think about it. So anyway, I'm probably going to have to go through because this was completely unscripted and I literally just talked off the top of my head. So I'm going to have to figure out what the point of this conversation was. But I'm thinking, as of right now, that the point of this conversation is authentic expression and the freedom that comes from authentically, and the freedom that comes from fully being yourself. But you can't fully be yourself if you are not connected to yourself. And so, if you want to be more connected to yourself so that you can more fully be yourself, so that you can do things with yourself that feel meaningful, then this is the place for you. I hope you have a great day, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.